Hi, good morning to all of you. Today we are going to see the design for manufacturing and assembly. In that, we are going to know about what is the role of a designer and what are the different types of design which are used commonly. So, the designer uses its intellectual ability to apply the scientific knowledge, creating drawings, enabling the product to meet the stipulated condition. Also, it should permit the way to manufacture. So, in a rough, if we want to tell, the intellectual ability of a designer is very important over here, and need to creativity also plays a very major role in the both in drawings as well as in the engineering calculations, and after that it will be made as a full product with a given time. So there are different types of design work are there. They are classified majorly as three types. There are the adaptive design, developed design, and after that new design. So these are the three major category which we are going to see today. And in that, what is the meaning of adaptive design? The meaning for adaptive is the design already exists somewhere else, so we are just taking that design and we are adapting for us, and we are going to make a new design out of it. For example, minor modifications, so that is called as a adaptive design. Next is called as the developed design. Already a design is exists, small type of minor developments, that is called as a developed design. And third one is the new design. It means completely from the scratch we need to start and we need to do the design. That are the three different types of design. For example, adoption in adaptive design, adoption of the existing design. The designer have the option to do minor modification only, not the major modifications. Usually in the product dimensions, just he can change only the dimensions. For example, in the general day-to-day life, we can see the car and etc. In the car, the engine and wheels and all the things are majorly the common thing, but there are so many people, they are modifying only the dimensions of the car with respect to the different things, and they are making it as a new product. Like that, the different products can be made. This method completely fails to train the design capability of a student or engineer. So he is not using any creativity or any idea, just he is doing only the modifications. So it is called sometimes that is called as a pantograph designer also. Working with the existing design is another term is called as a pantograph designer, entirely working in the existing design. So the creativity which is required is very less when compared to that of the other new type of new design. Even every beginner, first he should be able to make a adaptive design. Unfortunately, the many designers do not get any further, so they may practice only the adaptive design. Next, development design. In the development design, some scientific training and design ability are needed for the developing the existing design. And after that, although the designer starts from the existing design, the final outcome may be a different product. So it can go for more modification. And after that, what is the meaning for new design? Small number of engineers who think design as a career and invent new design. For example, steam engine, locomotive motor car, aeroplane, to show how difficult it is to design without a precedent design. So that is very important. While Wright brothers, they are finding the aircraft, that is a new design for them. But currently, whatever the existing things which you are doing is the type of adaptive and modification design only. So these three are very important in the terms of design. Next, organization of the drawing office. Why we are speaking about the drawing? Because drawing is very important for us. For example, it starts from the top. It starts from a technical director. Technical director is the one who is having the entire thing about the drawing, and it will come to the next chief engineer, then department manager. For example, chief engineer, for example, let us assume a power plant. In a power plant, what are the different type of designs will be there? Technical directors there. In a power plant, they will have mechanical, electrical, and some computer coding, etc. So everywhere there is a chief engineer. For example, the chief engineer will be there for design, manufacturing, and production, testing, and after that quality. These are the different type of chief engineers will be there, so it will go to them. Then it will go to the department manager. Each and every department, there is a manager will be there. It will go further to them. Then after that, engineer in charge, who is going to work on the design and etc. Then deputy engineer in charge, then section leader, then after that detailed designer. He is the one who is going to explode all the diagrams and he is going to make the design and etc. in terms of drafting as well as a design. Then it will go to the assistant engineer who is working under him, and draftsman is used only for the drafting of the 2D and the 3D drawing. So for a draftsman only the drawing knowledge is enough, whereas from assistant engineer to detail designer they should be familiar with both engineering mathematical calculation as well as the design how they are going to make. So this is a structure and organization of the drawing office. Next, who is a design engineer? For example, according to the Professional Institution of German Engineers, the term design engineers applied to engineers that then engage with design, who are coming with a natural gift or excellent knowledge on three major categories, which are mathematics, physics, and engineering, are qualified in the best thing to undertake the work independent work, because engineering is a combination of the physics, chemistry, and mathematics. From that application of science is engineering. Application of the engineering is called as the technology. So from that application only, physics, chemistry, and mathematics knowledge, we are converting that into a engineering, and from engineering the application is converted into a technology. So that is very very important over here. And after that, the engineering draftsman, trainee designer, usually ambitious junior engineer who will be transferred to the drawing office from the training. Senior design posts are not made for academic qualification alone. That is very very important. And after that, the third one is the improve the knowledge can certainly advance the position of the draftsman. Suppose if a draftsman is very good in engineering calculations and also with the calculations and the drafting, so he may go for the position may be independent. Next, this is the entire drawing office and other departments. So we should be very careful. The design engineer is the one who is sitting in the center of all the things. He is the one who is going to take care of this entire thing, is the drawing office and other department. For example, it starts from customer. So customer is the first who is going to ask design engineer about the progress. Next, production engineer, because he is the design engineer, is going to give the drawing to the production house, and from that any changes or any dimension requirement he will ask them. Next is the plant engineer. So plant engineer, he used to ask while he is operating in the plant any doubts or anything, and how to assemble the entire product, like that, the plant engineer. Next is the test engineer. Testing, what it will happen, for example, after connecting all the pipelines and etc., he need to connect and he need to test whether the product is working in a proper manner or not. Next is the development engineer. Who is the development? For example, existing design, those who are going to modify it, their name is called as the development engineer. And after that, sales engineer, while he is going to the other customer base and he is going to explain how their design is there and etc., so he is called as a sales engineer. Next, regulations. Regulation means, for example, standards like ASME, API standards, BIS standards, like that. Then individual country based standards, DIN, etc. Like that, he should be familiar in all these things to make any design. So yeah, design engineer should have a capability to work with all these people, and he will be in the middle of this entire thing. Next, so these are the design relationship which we saw in the previous chart. And after that, he is responsible for how it can be manufactured in a economical way, and technical creativity, and then after that lead to major improvement. Then development engineer, if the work is large one, what he is going to do. Then sales, to influence how his work is being done. And after regulation of steam boilers, like that, the data books and etc., we need to go through. Then customer contact, then only we can sell the product. So these are the major areas. Why teach design as a special subject? Because it is very important. The reason is theoretical material and informations are very important. Design means all mathematical calculation and existing designs, how they done, and what are the good models, what are the failure models, that we need to know individually. Then only we can understand the things. So, and after that, what are the characteristics of design engineer is very very important. He should have a wide knowledge in the entire subject, otherwise he cannot make any new design, because he should know a more data, more spectrum of data. In that time he can existing thing he can modify or he can use in a new design. Without a previous design or any guide, he cannot go for a new design. And after that, the important thing is the designer must have learned to think independently to reduce the time and manufacturing and the drawing conclusion. These are all the very important things. And many believe they can acquire by attending lectures and reading textbook. Yes, it is true, but sometimes it may not be a true. Okay, so a designer, he himself need to able to attend the lectures, also the reading the books also. It is a additional thing only, but basically he should have the entire knowledge and visualization how the product will come. It starts from him. A designer starts from himself. That is very very important. We fail to realize only accumulating one fresh item knowledge after another. So accumulated data also is very important here. What is work, what will not work, that is very important over here. So based on that only they can go for a new design. Next, student are looking around a good existing design. Student have no need to rack his brain. For example, the drone came initially for one purpose, but today it is used for multiple purpose. A small drone can do that much many advancements. That is very very important. Already been worked out in generation, laborious and painful experience for a designer. And after that, realized designers are born, not made. No one will dispute that all intellectual manual occupation called talent. So that is also is very important. And after that, own dissertation employing rules of mechanics and kinematics also is very important. And high qualities of designer learned through practical experience. That is very very important. While you are doing any design, sitting inside a room and making calculations and etc., that will work. But the practical, if you go into soil your hands, then only we can understand so many designs, how it is working, how it is not working. While we are tightening a bolt, only what type of thread and how the threads are being broken, or what is the different things, we can understand very clearly. And copy of the existing design is not the main thing. So wherever the copying designs will not help as a independent designer. The designer who failed to make anything with economic, he is not called as a designer. So that is also is very important. He should make the component in a very cheap way to produce in the market. And after that, wrong and right examples, list of design tools are important. Then methodological plan. Only by the work of a methodological plan he can do the real design out of it. Methodological means like intellectual capability, imagination power, logical thinking, like so many things will come on that. We can see that later. Now, qualities of a designer. What is a quality? For example, quality is the one which we are going to see in any product. Same like that, the designer also will have a should have a very good quality. What is that requirement? That is what we are going to see. Every student who want to become a designer should bear in the mind design call not only from absolute clear cut purposeful intellectual activity, but also an initiative and inductive mind allied to a whole series character based on the personal qualities also. That is also is very very important over here. So who is a successful designer? Okay, so he should have a capacity to visualize how the body's static forces and stresses, dynamic phenomena, hydraulic forces, flow conditions, electrical and thermal phenomena. So this is the first thing. Then integrating capacity, how to integrate the design, thermal, electrical, design, manufacturing, etc. Like that, he should be able to integrate it in a proper manner. Then ability to think logically. Logical thinking is a very very important over here. And ability to concentrate, because every time at the first design itself we cannot make a successful. So it will take a long time to make and prove a design. For example, Edison used to say, I know 1,000 ways how not to do a bulb. So he tried that much times to make a glowing a bulb in front of our eyes. So 1,000 times he failed, but 1,001 time he may get passed. So that is a very very important story as a being a designer. And ability to concentrate. Then inventive talent. Inventive talent is important. Then memory, he should, for example, today I will do a design, I may fail. Day after tomorrow, like that, I will go for so many different type of design. So at the time, memory is very very important. I need to remember all the things. Then consequentness, it is very important how we are making the design and how it is going to helpful for the society. And after that, sense of responsibility, whether this entire design I am responsible for it, that is also is a very important thing. Integrity, pure clarity, and all the things should be there in the design. Perseverance, always observing the what is going to happen and etc. And strength of will, whether I can do this or do I cannot do, like that. Strength of will, I must want to do it, that is very very important. And aesthetic sense, how it looks, how the product look, aesthetic look, it may attract so many people. And temperament and personality and ability to speak and write skillfully. So this is the basic characteristics of a successful designer. So we can see all the things individually. So basic requirement of engineering profession is a designer. He should, his creations always should be simple and right cylinders, what is the right forms of right cylinders, cones and spheres. And at the most must have imagination in interaction of component, transmission of forces, how the phenomenon is happening, and all the basic physics maths are very important for him. Then integrity capacity, to visualize and integrate the component with the creativity, how a machine looks, how we can assemble the machine component, because design for manufacturing is one area, design for assembly is the another area. Because even the manufacturing method, it should be very clean, and assembly method also, it should be very clean. Only skillful exploitation of natural laws can make a designer. Ability to think logically, this is the way we need to train our brain. The designer must have a high developed intellectual power to visualize the thing, must be able to judge correctly what will happen before the assembly or before it is coming as a product, what are the failures may come. He should able to predict all the things very clearly, then only he can go for a very good design without more failures. And failure is a step where we learn how the design is not working also. Then his judgment should be straightforward and clear cut. He should not make any cook-up data or any assumption data, etc. And he can use assistance of mathematics to do the calculations. His intellectual activity often consists of abundant and ordinary clear-sighted common sense. That is very very important, common sense to visualize the drawing. What is ability to concentrate? The meaning is ability to concentrate in the sense how he is concentrating in his entire work. Okay, that is very very important. High level, for a long practice, long time he need to think. He should analyze the problem. What is the problem over there, and what is the solution for it? Like that, he need to analyze the problem and he need to give the proper solution for it. Then inventive talent, that is very important. Yeah, inventing one idea continually rise another, so that veritable step ladder of ideas negotiated before their objective is being reached. There is no evidence for inspiration of classes of illumination. So he should able to make the inventive talent, and he should able to make the things in a proper manner. Then memory, already I told, memory, average memory capacity is required with the calculations, etc. So figures, and it should be in the fingertips, whatever he is going through and all the things, it should be very clear. So it have a over a period of time you may forget, that also should not be there. Greatest difficulty is retrieving their lost confidence. We should not lose our confidence at any point. Then one of the principal characteristics, consecutiveness, and he should be able to work as a draftsman is thoroughly and consecutively. Smallest error from the drawing office to shops can cause a very serious harm, because if there is a bolt, it need to be made at 10 mm. It should not be wrongly, it should not be given as 12 mm or something. At the time, what will happen? The production house, when it is a mass production, all the projects will be rejected. So that is a very big problem. Unsuitable choice of material. Suppose if I want to make a screw, what type of material choice is very very important. Whether it should be made up of aluminium, iron or steel, that all is very very important. So without that, if you are doing entire component dimensions, majorly the dimension error should not be there. So customer complaints, suppose the screw is getting broken or the bolt is getting broken, like that we should not get any problem over there. So consecutiveness is very important. Sense of responsibility, responsibility is the one which we need to take very carefully. Otherwise, what will happen without the responsibility, if you are making some design, if it is failed, entirely the all the progress or the process which you done is going to become a failure. Integrity is the one which is very important. Okay, lost in admiration of the outcome. First, it is very important judging work of others. However, it is the best way for criticism and everything. We need to accept and offer a better solution. Perseverance, even every field in the design, many task is being done. So considered which for the reason weight calculation of many component of a vehicle, position of the center of gravity. This will induce a right attitude to the mind, and perseverance need to cope up with them. So that is also a very important factor. Next, strength of will. There is not a single designer who would not give thanks to the profession of the experience. So that is a exercise which is being done. So the will, I will do, I can do, like that we should be capable and we should believe our design and it should be good. So our will is very important. Then only we can face the different problems and we can identify the best solutions. Aesthetic sense, how it looks, the product whichever you done, it should look very attractive. At the time only the customer can grab very easily. So that is very important. Then temperament. Temperament is of the individual, how they are listening to the music and listening to the sorry how they are listening to the occupation of the work, and after that the quality, intellect and everything. Whatever a designer is harmonious and unbalanced temperament will not be used over there. And personality, he should be a good personality, because whatever he is presenting or anything, it should be very clear and it should be very clean, because he's the one who is going to communicate with the design office, salesman and everybody. He need to satisfy the entire team, production team, etc. So he should be very good as a person. At right job he should make as a right man. Then ability to speak and write skillfully, that is very important parameter. He should able to speak very clearly, he should present his subject in a very clear manner, and he should able to write all the things and document it in a proper manner. So what is the designer expect to know? He is a designer can a success in conjunction with the ability, systematic logical thinking, and after that and power to combine and judge, reduce the does it to provide him to become a successful worker. So this is the designer's thing. Now knowledge important for a designer is mathematics. Already I spoke to this in mathematics, physics, chemistry, technology and theory of measure. So these are the basic things. So mathematics, what is important? Elementary and high level mathematics is very important. Descriptive geometry, drawing and etc. In mechanics, they should be very clear in solids. There are statics, strength of materials and dynamics. In liquids, hydrostatics and hydraulics. In gases, it is aerostatics, aerodynamics and thermodynamics. Next is the physics, electricity, light and sound. These three concepts are very important. Next, chemistry. In that, organic and inorganic fundamentals are very important. And after that, properties of materials, physical and chemical properties are very important. And after that, manufacturing process like cutting, non-cutting, short run and mass production, whichever it is going to come. For example, 4 different manufacturing processes are there: casting, then after that welding, casting and welding, which is better we need to go. Next is forging or a machining. So these are the 4 primary manufacturing process. So which is better, which were of joining, whether it is going to be additive solid geometry or it is going to become a destructive solid geometry. So that all are very important over here. Next is the theory of machines, like machine drawing, what is the how you need to make the front view, top view and side view of the machines. Then machine component, prime mover, then mechanism of it and power transmission. So these all are the important knowledge and importance of a designer. So as a conclusion, I want to tell it to you here. Today we saw about the different types of design and the designer. In that, what is the important thing is a designer should able to visualize himself. As a consolidation, if I want to say, he need to visualize the 3 major designs which we saw is adaptive design, development design and new design. Inside that, A designer should have a capability to visualize all. He should have an intellectual capability, and he should be able to represent the further. He should have a logical thinking, basic mathematics, and all the things are important and qualities of a designer. And he should have a right choice, right planning, and technical office, how it looks, drawing office, how it looks, and what are the hierarchy of a drawing office. That is also is very very important over here. And how a designer is being as a center of the entire company, that is also is very very important. He should be able to satisfy the sales, manufacturing team, production team, development team, customer, and also all the regulations. So these are all the very very important things which one should be able to satisfy for all the things. So we need to be clear in these things. So this is in the design for manufacturing and assembly. Thank you very much. We can see in your next lecture.